You know when you load a web page and bam, an ad pops up that feels like it was made just for you? Well, that's not magic. It's a super high-speed automated system running silently in the background. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on this invisible engine, programmatic advertising. And to see how this all plays out in the real world, we're going to use the platform Adsaro as our guide. Okay, so what is it really? Think of it like a fully automated stock market, but one that's moving at the speed of light. Instead of stocks, it's trading ad space on websites. And get this, the entire deal, from the auction kicking off to that ad showing up on your screen, it all happens in that tiny little fraction of a second it takes for a web page to load. It's pretty wild.
All right, so here's what we're going to cover. We'll look at the two big players in this game, check out the tools they use, then we'll peek under the hood at the tech that makes it all tick. And finally, we'll talk about the big picture strategy that ties everything together.
So at its core, this whole thing is really just a digital marketplace. And in this market, you've got two main groups of people. On one side, you have the advertisers, all the businesses out there trying to reach new customers. And on the other side, you've got the publishers, the creators and website owners who've already built that audience.
And you know, what really makes this entire system fire on all cylinders is that their goals just fit together perfectly. You've got advertisers who need an audience to grow, right? And then you have the publishers, bloggers, app developers, you name it, who have that audience and want to turn it into revenue. It's basically a perfect digital match.
Okay, let's dive into the first side of this coin. Let's put ourselves in the shoes of an advertiser. You've got a business, you're ready to launch a big campaign. What do you actually need to pull it off and make it a success?
For any advertiser, the absolute dream is to keep things simple and stay in control. I mean, can you imagine trying to manage ads on hundreds of different websites one by one? It'd be a complete nightmare. That's why the real goal, just like this quote says, is to run the whole show from one single dashboard.
And that's exactly where the advertiser's toolkit comes into play. You get that central dashboard, you get super targeted advertising, and all the data in real time. But the real game changer here is how you pay. You get to pick a model that actually fits your goal. Want to just get your name out there? Maybe you pay for every 1,000 views. That's CPM. Want people to actually visit your website? Then you pay per click, CPC. And for the really big goals, like getting actual sales, you only pay when someone buys something. That's CPA. This gives advertisers just incredible control over their budget.
All right, so let's flip that coin. Now we're looking at things from the other side. If you're a creator with a popular website or a killer mobile app, how do you actually turn all those visitors into a real paycheck?
For a publisher, the goal is super straightforward. They've put in all the hard work, they've built an amazing audience, and now they just need a simple, effective way to make money from it, without, wrecking the user experience. So to make that happen, publishers need their own toolkit too. They need lots of different ad types so they can diversify their income, and they need tech that delivers those ads fast without slowing down their site. The big goal here is to maximize their eCPM, which is just a fancy way of saying they want to squeeze the most possible revenue out of every 1,000 ad views. And when it's time to get paid, modern platforms give you plenty of options, from a classic bank transfer all the way to crypto through something like Coinbase.
Okay, so we've seen what advertisers want, and we've seen what publishers want. But what's the magic in the middle? How does the technology actually connect the two? Let's go ahead and lift the hood on the engine itself.
So picture this. Let's follow one single ad on its journey. It all starts with an advertiser getting super specific with targeting. I'm talking, I only want people on an iPhone in Chicago who are using the Safari browser. Then they place their bid. In that single millisecond it takes your page to load, the system runs a lightning-fast auction, picks a winner, and serves that ad right to you. And the coolest part? Both the advertiser and the publisher are watching all the data roll in. Clicks, impressions, revenue, right on their own dashboards, in real time.
And that ad you see, it can show up in all sorts of different shapes and sizes. It is definitely not a one-size-fits-all deal. You've got your classic banner ads, of course, but if an advertiser wants to make a big splash, they might use a pop ad. If they want to blend in with the articles on a news site, they'll go for a native ad. And you know those little notifications you get on your phone sometimes? Yep, that's probably a push ad. The format is always picked to match what the advertiser is trying to achieve.
And the beauty of this is that the whole system is designed to be incredibly flexible. It's not just for websites. The same tech works perfectly inside mobile apps too.
so advertisers can reach their audience no matter where they are or what screen they're looking at.
And we're not talking about small potatoes here. The scale of these marketplaces can be absolutely massive. I mean, a mature platform might be connecting over 35,000 advertisers with 25,000 publishers. That is a huge digital economy, built up over years, all running automatically to connect supply and demand. But, at the end of the day, a really great platform isn't just about the tech. It's about the philosophy behind it all. It's about creating a real partnership with everyone who uses it.
Right. So a top-tier platform isn't just a bunch of code. There's a whole philosophy driving it. Here, it's all built on 4 pillars. First, you have to define the objective. What is the customer actually trying to do? Then you use analytics to track progress. That's all powered by the core technology, of course. But none of it really works without that last piece, putting it all together into a smart strategy.
So what this all boils down to is that the real goal isn't just to shuffle ads around. It's to build a genuine strategy, one that helps advertisers sell more stuff and helps publishers earn more money. When it's done right, it's a win-win for everyone involved. And that really brings us to what might be the biggest challenge for the future of the web. As these ad platforms get smarter and smarter at connecting advertisers with publishers, the big question is, how do we strike that perfect balance? How do we create advertising that's powerful for businesses and profitable for creators, but without wrecking the experience for us, the people actually using the internet? Finding the answer to that question, well, that's going to define the next chapter for all of us online.